Hey guys, welcome. It is day 104 of 366. If you're joining for the first time, I'm reading one passage a day, every day, for a year and a day from the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. Lots of great wisdom in here, and Stoic philosophy has kind of helped me get through some challenges in my own life in the last few years, and I'm hoping that the passage of the day will help some of you guys. So, day 104. September 10th, preparing on the sunny day. Now, this has been said a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different sayings that kind of relate to this, but preparing on the sunny day. Here's a lesson to test your mind's mettle. Take part of a week in which you have only the most meager and cheap food, dress scantily in shabby clothes, and ask yourself if this is really the worst that you feared. It is when times are good that you should gird yourself for tougher times ahead. For when fortune is kind, the soul can build defenses against her ravages. So it is that soldiers practice maneuvers in peacetime, erecting bunkers with no enemies in sight, and exhausting themselves under no attack, so that when it comes, they won't grow tired. That's from Seneca in Moral Letters. So, what if you spent one day a month experiencing the effects of poverty, hunger, complete isolation, or any other thing you might fear? After the initial culture shock, it would start to feel normal and no longer quite so scary. There are plenty of misfortunes that one can practice, plenty of problems one can solve in advance. Pretend your hot water has been turned off. Pretend your wallet has been stolen. Pretend your cushy mattress was far away and that you have to sleep on the floor. Or that your car was repossessed and you have to walk everywhere. Pretend you lost your job and need to find a new one. Again, don't just think about these things, but live them. And do it now while things are good. As Seneca reminds us, it is precisely in times of immunity from care that the soul should toughen itself beforehand for occasions of greater stress. If you would not have a man flinch when the crisis comes, train him before it comes. Now, I don't know if it was from I can't remember if it was from The Art of War who said the quote, but there's a saying that goes, sweat more in training, bleed less in war. And, life ebbs and flows. It's not always going to be cushy. It's not always going to be hard. It ebbs and flows. And, if things are good for you right now, at some point, shit is gonna hit the fucking fan. Alright? So, sweat more in training, bleed less in war. Be hard on yourself. Be a man or a woman. Just toughen yourself up. Stop being a pussy. It doesn't have to be something crazy either. I mean, take the stairs. Don't need to take the escalator or the elevator. Park in the back of the parking lot, the grocery store parking lot. Make yourself walk a little further. When's the last time you went camping? Maybe you don't like camping. Sleep on the ground. Toughen up. Things. As you get older, things don't get easier. So stop living so cushy, and because one day you're gonna wish you had sweated more in training. I actually had an injury about 2 years ago now. I ride BMX and I was on a half pipe, and now that I'm in my 40s, if I didn't lift weights constantly, I would have really fucked myself up. But basically, I was doing an invert on a half pipe, and I got my handlebar stuck in my hoodie. I threw a hoodie on because it was cold. It was like October, and then I got stuck, and then I just landed flat. I was probably maybe 12 feet up from the flat bottom, and I don't know. I just had a frozen shoulder for the first time. I couldn't lift my arm up for about 5 months. It was just stuck, and I kept going to a chiropractor, massage therapist. But if I didn't have, the doctor even said, if I didn't lift weights and didn't have extra muscle to protect it, I would have seriously had an arm injury for a long time. But finally got the thing moving again, and luckily I prepared in advance and had a little extra to protect myself. So anyway, toughen up, do little things, doesn't have to be crazy, and we'll see you tomorrow.